The 3K9 Vajra tracked self-propelled howitzers that was sent to Ladakh earlier this year has now cleared the trials successfully, and the Indian Army is now looking to order another 40 units of the K9 Vajra howitzers for mountainous terrain along the line of actual control, and officials have confirmed that the procurement process is on, and the cost criteria for the next 40 Vajra howitzers will soon be worked out. The first order for the initial 100 guns were meant for the desert region along the western sector, and the order was successfully completed by Larsen and Toubro in February this year. L&T officials have said that the already delivered 100 K9 Vajra howitzers have more than 80% indigenous work packages, and above 50% indigenization by value at the program level. L&T had started indigenization right from the inception of the program, and had replaced 14 critical systems in the Korean K9 Thunder, with indigenously developed and produced systems for the trial unit that was fielded for user evaluation trials. Several in the Indian media have reported that the Indian Air Force chief was briefed on the F-35 fighter jet during his recent visit to Israel, and that the Indian Air Force might be interested to procure the American stealth fighter jets. We had already reported that the Indian Air Force chief also flew a sortie in an F-15 fighter jet of the Israel Air Force, and both the F-15 sortie and briefing of the F-35 was done to give an overview of the Israeli Air Force's operational environment, and has nothing to do with the purchase of the aircraft. The Indian Air Force is not looking at any foreign fifth-generation stealth fighter jets, and is fully backing the indigenous AMCA program. After a very successful 5-day maiden sea voyage, INS Vikrant has returned to Kochi shipyard yesterday, and the crew was welcomed by the officials of the shipyard. The maiden sea voyage was done to check the performance of the key systems like the hull, main propulsion system, power generation distribution and auxiliary equipments of the 40,000-ton aircraft carrier, which was found to be satisfactory. The carrier will undergo a series of sea trials prior to its delivery in August 2022. After inquiries from several interested countries, Hindustan Aeronautics is planning to develop an armed variant of the HTT-40 basic trainer that will be equipped with high-speed low-drag bombs and 2 I-73 short-range air-to-air missiles. Computer simulation and wind tunnel trials for the armed variant with drop tanks will be conducted in 2022, while the trials will begin from 2024 onwards. The Indian Army's armoured regiments have evolved their standard operating procedures to use their main battle tanks and infantry fighting vehicles more effectively at altitudes ranging from 14,000 feet to 17,000 feet in the Eastern Ladakh region. The Indian Army has carried out maneuvers by a tank regiment, and also practiced attack operations in high-altitude areas, at a location that is 40 kilometers from the China border. The Indian Army has also created a huge infrastructure including tank shelters last year, which has provided a big support in its tank operations. Days after acquiring Garuda UAV drone services company, private sector firm Trentar Private Limited has now launched its unmanned aerial vehicle manufacturing division. Trentar has announced that it will invest 100 crore rupees in the next 3 years to design and build specialized drones for defense and civil purposes. Russian President Vladimir Putin will take part in the United Nations Security Council meeting that will be chaired by Indian Prime Minister Modi. The meeting will be on maritime security, and is being held at a time when India is the president of the council, and will be deciding the agenda of the high table. Tata Advanced Systems Limited has been awarded a contract for manufacturing and supply of the Boeing 737 fan cowl doors that protects engine-mounted components and accessories. Tata Advanced Systems will supply 50% of the monthly Boeing 737 fan cowl requirements from the year 2025. Officials have said that the recently passed Essential Defense Services Bill 2021 does not come into effect unless it is invoked, and the bill is in place for only 1 year. The bill was created to prevent the employee unions of the Ordnance Factory Board from going on indefinite strike against the corporatization plan.
Omar dropped it.